Hi, I'm Maggy Wooden. Welcome to my Health and Goodness YouTube channel. This is my inauguration recording, and I wanted to start today because I'm almost a year from starting on my transition to a whole food and plant-based eating pattern. And so I love to cook, but especially during the holidays is a special time for me for cooking for my family and friends. But this year is especially a little challenging because I'm really cooking just for my husband and me. But I wanted to share some recipes that I've always made, but also some recipes, some new recipes I've come up for some whole food plant-based. So the first one that I'm going to show you is a Haitian rice and beans. Haitian always fix rice. You know, we fix rice and beans, we fix rice with Haitian, beans in a sauce. So we're always making rice and beans. So today it's gonna be a rice and beans combination that I'm going to show you. Let's start this process. So the first one is going to be the Haitian rice and beans. So let's look at the ingredients. First of all, I always wash my rice. So this is about 2 cups of rice. And I'm using parboiled rice this time, so I washed the rice already. And then depending, so you always have to look at the packaging to see how much water you have to use. And then I've already done the beans, and so I'm using the water from the beans, and it's about 3 cups of the water. And then some of the beans, I'm not using a lot of beans this time because I've used some of the beans for other things. I've used some red onions that I've already chopped up. I minced some fresh garlic that I placed in this previously purchased jar. For 2 cups of rice, I use about 5 cloves of garlic. I won't use it all, but I'll use about half of that. If I had fresh thyme, I would use it. It's about 2 tablespoons of thyme. I've used ground cloves over here. And then I've used probably one of my favorite seasoning is this New Orleans School of Cooking. You can order it online. And I love this seasoning because it's very flavorful, but it has a very low sodium. It's like 50 milligrams. And then of course I use tomato paste. And then when the rice is almost cooked, I use this pepper. It's a habanero pepper or scotch bonnet. You put it in there just for flavor, but not to make it spicy, okay? So you don't chop it up, you just put it in there for flavor. I don't use oil just for the sake of weight loss, and also you really don't need the oil. Maybe I'll put a little bit at the end. So I use the organic vegetable broth, low sodium. I'm going to put this in here. And again, you don't need oil. Very often people think they need oil to cook their onions and things like that. So once it starts getting translucent, if I need to, I can add a little bit of vegetable broth, and I'll do that. And I'm going to take some of the garlic, probably again about, that's probably about 3 or 4 cloves. Again, it depends how much garlic you like, but you can see how much that is. For 2 cups of rice, you want to make it pretty flavorful. Okay. So you let that come together. You saute the onions and garlic until the onions are nice and translucent. You hear it? Then I'll just pour a little bit of the broth so you see it. It does it almost like what the oil would do. Yeah, there you go. Wonderful. When it becomes a little translucent, I'll add the tomato paste and all the other spices. And then the beans. So it's about 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste. That's just for the color and the flavor. And lower the temperature on the flame here. I'm using an electric stove. See that? Then I'm going to go ahead and add the beans. Then I'll add all my spices. That was the thyme, and then I'll add the cloves. I like cloves. Some people don't like the flavor of cloves. I happen to do so, and I love this Joe's stuff because again, I don't use salt, so you can add pepper if you'd like. I've done that. I add the water first. I washed the rice earlier, so it's a little, it has kind of been concentrated. And then we'll just let it boil, come to a boil, and then we'll let it cook. And we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay. Okay, see you in a few minutes, in about 20 minutes. Once the liquid, the rice liquid recedes and it's in, you place the temperature on low, and then you place the pepper the way I have it here, and then it's on simmer mode, and you place the lid on top of the pot, and you allow it to finish cooking, and that's it. This is the final product. It is done. Oh my gosh, if you could smell it, it smells so good. It is so good. I'm gonna take out this pepper because it is too hot. You would not want to bite into that. And it is ready. My rice is ready. So here you go. The rice and beans. There you are. Perfect. It's a meal in of itself. Enjoy. Thank you for tuning in to Maggy's channel. See you next time.